Part 2, Part B. You know, before my uncle called me, we got talking on some military stuff. I have been a champion against racism for a long time. I would say I would be the patriot when it comes to fighting against racism. I have a few mixed friends. They've given me a few nephews, you know, in which I love. Shout out to them. I have fought this fight against racism in the front, in the back, in the side, all of it. I'm still fighting this fight, and I will fight this fight until the day I breathe my last breath. Because the thing about racism, the thing we never ever address in this world, in this country, specifically in this country, is that we're all human beings. You ain't got to like this saying. You ain't got to support this saying. But the fact of the matter is that we are all human beings and we all bleed red and we all eat, breathe, shit, and wash our asses because no one wants to be the smelly guy. Trust me, I was the smelly guy in the army when my deodorant failed. Besides the army in Canada, I haven't been too many places that racism as big of a factor as it is in my home country of America. Now, my racist experience, you can tell when somebody's being deliberately racist, or they're being racist just because it amuses them, or if they're being racist because they're just genuinely somebody who hates your fucking guts because of the one thing in the universe that you can't change. You cannot change your DNA. You cannot change your skin color. You cannot change the family in which you were born into. And granted, you might not like them. They might not be perfect. But you can make a difference by raising the next generation of people to understand that we are people. A video guy on YouTube, and I love him. He's not a racist, but he makes valid points. However, when his representation videos come out, he tends to forget that some of us actually do need some representation. It's why people like me don't have the high power Hollywood jobs, because no one like me is working in those places. One of his rants was about tokenizing characters like Spider-Man and stuff like that. And he's 1,000% right on tokenizing Spider-Man, bringing in Miles Morales, bringing in Gwen, bringing in all these other characters that were normally white and turning them into black for representation, blah, blah, blah. And he's right there. But what about me? Because there are no people like me in the comic books outside of Silhouette and the baby that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage have. Alright? Now, if there's more, I haven't been able to find them. And I've been reading comics for a long time. I stopped reading comics in 2010 with the big old CF that happened at Marvel where Scarlet Witch destroyed the 616. That was the last time I even thought about picking up a comic. And I've missed out on a lot. And I'm not mad at myself, but I'm no longer going to buy them because also the writers went in a different direction. They took all my heroes in a different direction, whoever they didn't kill off. Racism at its forefront is controlled to make people have something more or less to do. Alright? When you think about it, if you watch my other videos, when you think about it, when it becomes about race, it becomes the hottest issue on earth. With the Trayvon Martin thing, with the college shooting up here in Virginia, with every incident that has happened. Trayvon Martin, Mr. Zimmerman was technically not really a white man. He is biracial. You can look at his face and tell that he's not exactly a white man. So maybe his parents, one of them was definitely a white man. Zimmerman is not like an Asian last name. But he looked like he might be Mexican-ish, which means he might be a little Asian. Uh, Sun Hee Cho here on April the 16th in whatever year it was that he decided to take out a lot of people in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech. He was an Asian man who had guns, and he shot a fuck ton of people. He killed a fuck ton of people before turning the gun on himself. Columbine, all these school shootings. When the little 5-year-old black boy shot the little 5-year-old white girl, that's when it became racist. Sun Hee Cho became racist. Trayvon Martin, it became racist. Columbine, it wasn't racist. It was devastating, but it wasn't racist. The most recent one in Florida, it wasn't racist. But the ones that were racist was because of the race of the killer. And when we sit back and we do these things, there's more. There's more. Those are the ones that are fresher to me and closer to me. The Marine who was black who went on a killing spree in California, and they trapped him in the woods. The Muslim couple that blew up the wheelchair facility or whatever the hell it was, that left their little girl behind. The dude that was Pakistani or whatever who left his daughter behind when he went into the nightclub down in Florida and just started shooting people. That wasn't just racist, that was prejudice and racist because he didn't like gay people, so he decided to shoot up the whole damn bar or whatever. The guy I just read about in my school book, who was a white dude, who went into the movie theater in Arizona and started killing people. These are the ones that are more or less race-based when the attacker was not of a particular stature or whatever. We as people, especially here in America, we as people need to sit our asses in those chairs and discuss race. We need to discuss why whites don't like blacks, why Asians don't like blacks, why blacks don't like whites, why blacks don't like Asians, why Asians don't like blacks or whites, why everybody has forgotten that the Native American tribe had a fair state here until it was taken from them. We don't want to address it, which is why we don't. You can't sweep this under the rug forever. You can attempt to, but you can't. As they say, everything done in the dark often comes into the light. So we need to stop this bullshit and start talking. You know, you might not like your neighbor because he's black. He may have done nothing to you. He may walk out, say hi every morning, and you just might hate him just because he's black. And that works in the other way too. You may not like your neighbor because they're white. My solution, and I know this will never happen in my lifetime, but my solution is that we take the racist people and let them live a day in the life in the race that they hate. So they'll understand. Now, this experiment was done before. It was televised. So it's hard to say if it was a real experiment because it was on TV. I think it was like MTV or something. I don't remember. I'm old. But they put the people in makeup and made them a different ethnicity. And we should do that in real life. And put them in a room with someone who is of their own race that hates the race that they're dressed up as. And let them be racist for about an hour or two. I'm James Williams Jr., BC and you.